Hello and welcome to the All Four Downs podcast, the show where you hear the latest college football and NFL news, sports betting and picks, predictions, and much more. I'm your host, Ovi Muniz, and I'm thrilled to have you join me in our new season of football. In each episode, we dive into the college football, bringing the latest insights, expert opinions, and fabulous picks between myself and Joe. Whether you're a seasoned listener, a sports fan, or just curious to learn more or what to bet on, we've got you, and we got everything for everyone. I'm really excited for this season to kick off. But today, we're going to explore the realignment of college football, the new college football playoff format, and the new EA Sports college football video game. You don't want to miss it. Did you know that this season marks the first time that the college football playoffs will feature a 12-team format? This expansion promises more thrilling matchups and opportunities for underdog teams to make their mark on the national stage. But before we get started, I want to thank our sponsor, the CMG Sports Central and Clovercrest Media. We made this podcast possible. If you don't know about Clovercrest, well, check it out. You can visit their website, clovercrestmedia.com, to start your own podcast or any other of your digital services. The 2024 college football season will see a significant changes due to the conference realignment and an expanded playoff system. Key moves include Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC, while USC and UCLA move to the Big Ten. The Big 12 adds Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah, and the ACC welcomes Cal, Stanford, and SMU. Additionally, the college football playoff expands to 12 teams, but before we get there, let's go by the major conferences and break everything down. Because if we look at this map real quick, we will see that the Pac-12 is pretty much gone, right? It's only 2 teams in the Pac-12. Everything else, SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10, ACC, they're stacking up. Would it be a question to ask for later on this season, and is will ACC survive another year? With all the legal issues that's going on, Florida State is wanting to leave, and there are other schools and colleges and stuff that are willing to jump ship should the domino effect continue to happen in the college football. In the ACC, we have Cal, SMU, and Stanford. Welcome aboard to the ACC. And it's kind of crazy how in the geography of this, right, that we have a West Coast team going all the way to the East Coast. The Big Ten football. I mentioned already about USC and UCLA, but let's add on Oregon and Washington. 4 teams in the West Coast, formerly known from the Pac-12, joining the Big Ten. Then we have the Big 12. Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah. And that pretty much leaves Washington State and Oregon State alone in the Pac-12. They will be competing with the Midwest Conference. And the SEC, looking at this diagram, in 1984, there was only a few teams in the SEC, and they were all populated in the Southeast. I mean, it goes down by the Florida Gators, as far north as the University of Kentucky. You go far west, and it was just only LSU, but you had Ole Miss, Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, Georgia, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. And then you look at it today, and we go past LSU. We got Texas A&M. We have Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mizzou. SEC football, they look rock solid, and of course, they are the strongest team. And even though Michigan won the championship last year, but I wish that Michigan and Georgia played for the finals. That would have been pretty interesting there. But the additional realignment of other conferences, the AAC adds Army but loses SMU to the ACC, as we just talked about. Conference USA adds Kennesaw State to have 10 teams. The Mountain West remains 12 teams and will play against Oregon State and Washington State. The 2024 college football playoffs will expand to a 12-team format, significantly altering the postseason structure. This new format would include 5 highest-ranked conferences, champions, and 7 at-large teams, a change from the previous proposed 6+6 model due to the dissolution of the Pac-12 as a major conference. Here's how this 12-team playoff will work. First, selection and seeding. The top 4 seeds will be the highest-ranked conference champions and will receive a first-round bye. Seeds 5 through 12 will be determined based on the college football rankings, with at least one group of 5 conference champion guaranteed a spot if they are among the top 12 ranked teams. First round games will be held at the campus sites. Seeds 5 through 8 will host seeds 9 through 12. These games are scheduled for December 20th and the 21st of 2024. The quarterfinals will be held at the traditional New Year's Six Bowl sites, with the Fiesta Bowl and the Peach Bowl hosting in 2024. Games are scheduled for December 31st and the New Year, January 1st, 2025. The semifinals, it will rotate among the New Year's Six Bowls, with the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl hosting it in 2024. These games will take place January 9th and 10th in 2025. The National Championship will be held on January 20th, 2025. This new format aims to increase access and excitement by involving more teams, providing opportunities for more schools to compete for the national championship. Now here's an example of that. I have my top 25, and let's just say that Georgia, Oregon, Michigan, Texas, they're there in the top 4, absolutely. However, when you look at the 5-7 format, Georgia being number 1, number 2 is Oregon, but notice that Michigan and Texas are not 3 and 4 in the playoff format. Despite them being ranked 3 and 4, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will have an automatic bye. It is the top 4 conferences that will have a bye, and they have to be champions. So, for example, you can still have Florida State in the ACC, and then you have Arizona representing the Big 12. And then from 5 all the way to 12 will be placed on its own. And of course, everything is done by the selection committee. August 24th will mark the new season of college football. Week 1, or others will say week 0, Florida State versus Georgia Tech will hit it off 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. Other games for that weekend is on the 29th will be North Carolina versus Minnesota. On August 31st, we get to see Clemson versus Georgia on ABC. Now that game, it will be pretty awesome to see and probably the game of the week. Miami versus Florida, Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. So on August 31st, it's a triple header and all those games will be on ABC. On September 1st, USC versus LSU, and September 2nd, to close it off, Boston College versus Florida State. It's the final whistle. EA Sports is reviving its popular college football video game series with College Football 25, set to release on July 19, 2024 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. This game is essentially the continuation of the series that ended NCAA Football 14, but due to the legal reasons related to the player compensation, it is no longer bears the NCAA name. College Football 25 will feature various classic modes including Dynasty and Road to Glory. Dynasty mode lets you create a coach, manage a team, recruit players, and lead your program to success. Road to Glory focuses on the player's career, allowing you to balance academics, athletics, and your public image as you aim for the Heisman Trophy. New features include a campus IQ, which brings more realistic gameplay by adjusting players' rating dynamically based on performance, and the wear and tear system that simulates players' fatigue and injuries over time. This game will also have a new mode called College Football Ultimate Team, where players can build teams using both current and legendary college football stars. The game includes 134 football bowl subdivision teams, complete with their iconic stadiums, traditions, and atmospheres, enhancing the authenticity and excitement of college football. For those interested in real players, EA has secured agreements with over 10,000 college athletes who will be featured in the game, though some notable players have opted out. For more details in the game, you can always visit the official site of EA Sports College Football 25. Thank you for listening to the All 4 Downs podcast. I'll be back next week to break down all the conferences.